Today, I'm going to talk about Arifureta. Yes, I know that many people don't really like this light novel, but what can I say? Arifureta is one of my guilty pleasures. I came across this Isekai when it was still in the web novel version. I won't lie, I found it quite enjoyable to read. It's a great novel to pass your time when you have nothing better to read. The premise of the story is nothing special. A class full of teenage high schoolers were summoned by a kingdom and a religious organization in order to aid them in defend against the demons. These high schoolers have every kind of character trope you can find in most isekai light novels. They have someone who is popular, heroic, and a typical ally of justice. They have an air-headed beauty who is the school's goddess, who for some reason has a thing for the protagonist. They have a One-san type kendo girl, the librarian girl, and the pervy girl. They have a muscle brain, the nerds, the bullies, and the otaku. And to top it off, they also have a cute female teacher. So naturally our protagonist is the underdog. He is an unpopular otaku who is often bullied in class, and after being summoned to another world, he is the weakest of the bunch. Anyways, as honorable as they are, the kingdom and the church decide to send a group of inexperienced teenagers in the labyrinth to fight monsters. Once there, they face a formidable monster, and the protagonist, as they all do, becomes the victim of the evils of humanity. One of the bullies becomes blinded by jealousy and blasts him into the depths of the abyss, where the protagonist survives through sheer willpower and becomes a gigachad. From this point onward, the story might seem fairly straightforward. The protagonist is fueled by a single wish to return to his own world, and he charms different harem members with his chadness as he conquers the different labyrinths. It's a fairly simple plot. But what's so interesting about this story is the way it is written and the character interactions. The meek protagonist becomes ruthless, selfish, and extremely overpowered. He is not dense or oblivious about the people around him. He is willing to mow down anyone and everyone who might come between him and his goal. He is no ally of justice. He doesn't care about anyone except those who are special to him. However, he doesn't stay as selfish for long. He does change for the better as the story progresses. The love interests are also not just flower vases. They can think for themselves and have the ability to act on those thoughts. They have different pasts and they also struggle with their emotions. And they also have the willpower to act on those emotions. The other side characters are also not just cardboard cutouts. The way they change throughout the story is quite interesting to read. They have their own struggle and they have the capacity to better themselves. However, there are few annoying characters such as Shokugyou, whose existence made me almost drop the novel itself. Suzu's evil friend Airi had betrayed humanity, killed some of her friends and hundreds of innocent people. Yet she still insisted on taking her side and getting her back. She is really a shining example of a hypocrite. I really despise her. The antagonists are actually nothing special. They are your typical bad guys who do bad things, most of whom are mercilessly eliminated by the protagonist. However, the last bosses are, well, you've probably guessed it, the gods themselves. The world building is also nothing special. It's a typical fantasy world with humans, demons, and magical races. The demons are at war with the humans, and the magical races are persecuted by everyone. And the one behind it all is the god himself. The nobles are mostly rotten bags of meat, with a few less rotten ones here and there. As the gods themselves are evil, it's not surprising that the religious organizations are also evil. As I've said before, the plot is fairly simple, but there are, however, a few glimpses of mystery and plot twists which keeps things interesting. Well, it was interesting enough for me to read 12 volumes, and I must say that it had nothing to do with all the hot waifus. So I have to admit that despite all the cliche, cringy names and OP protagonists, Arifureta is actually a really well written light novel. It might be full of every cliche there is, but it's a cliche well done. That's all for this review. If you like my work, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe and healthy till we meet in the next video. Thank you.